Boom, bitch. There we go. Boom, bitch. Oh, come on. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. Fuck. Oh, goodness gracious. Fuck. That balls the sweat off me. Because I am a sweaty boy. Sweaty boy. Gotta set my shit up, setting my shit up, setting shit up, setting shit up. Taking so long to set shit up. Setting shit up, it's alright. Throw something. Knock. Skip that. Hey, you just get home? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, just finally finished setting stuff up. Red bottle. Something. I saw this when I was on lunch, right by the front. Delicious. Yeah, it's a margarita strawberry wine cocktail. It's ready to serve already. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought I'd buy it.
Son. All right.
I thought I'd try it out just because it seemed interesting. I'm also sweaty as fuck. Ugh.
Me too. Stuff's starting to warm up out there.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, man. My day was kind of like, it was really nice and chill and things were cool. And then like, I don't know, man. It's lame when people tell you to come out and hang. And it's just like,
No.
It's just like, dude, you acted like you were ready to like do some cool shit, you know?
And then we just...
And I get there and you're just like, I'm tired, I don't want to do nothing.
Oh.
Just,
I know I've done that.
Yeah, dude, and then I go hang out with the other homies, right? And then they're just getting smashed. They're just getting wasted.
Oh my god.
And then like...
So just too far the other direction,
yeah,
basically.
and I couldn't catch up with them. They'd already taken most of the bottle down. And I got one swig, and then Keegan stole my swigs. Two of them, like, you know, it goes round and round. It was,
damn.
That was the thing, and like, fucking, some, like, dog-on-dog fucking feeding. I'm gonna steal your food, bitch, type
Damn,
mentality.
son.
Yeah, that's how drunk he was. I was just like, what the fuck, dude?
Seriously.
Everyone was like, Keegan, what the fuck, dude?
Like, everyone caught on his drunkenness.
Yeah, it was
damn,
stupid.
son.
And then, like, I don't know, dude, they just want to go to fucking Colton's because it's a place they can go, I guess.
I guess.
And I'm just like, that's lame as fuck, dude. Like,
what's the...
Yeah, I'm done. I was like, I'm heading out.
I'm gonna...
So it's just a lot of wasted time, dude. Like,
yeah, for real. Yeah, that just seems like it. Damn.
I, like, biked all over the place.
Yeah. I mean...
house to Park Ave Max Station, basically. Yeah. And then from there to, like, fucking Brentwood Park.
Yeah.
You know where that is, between Duke and... Yeah, and then from Brentwood Park here, basically.
Yeah. I know I've had my fair share of times where I've just, like...
It's a wasted day, dude.
You know, yeah, I know I've had, you know, days like that where I feel like, you know, I've definitely made, like, a kickback lane just because of how I've just been feeling. I know, like, last time when I was on the river, I wasn't really feeling good, and I felt like I was just like, I feel like I'm just dragging this chill back moment behind.
You had emotional shit going on that usually makes you tired.
Yeah, considering stress stuff, yeah, that makes sense. Dude, I had a fucking outburst on a goddamn fly the other day.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to kill it, and then I couldn't, so I got pissed. And I was just, but there was like so many of them, and it was just like, and honestly, I think what really topped it off was because the other day, there was like on the top of the garbage lid, not like the top, but like the inside of the top lid of the garbage was like, had some maggots and shit, and I was just like, oh my god.
Nasty.
Yeah, so I figured that was just because the garbage was full and they happened to lay some eggs or shit or something. And I was just like, oh, hell no. And I think and honestly, considering how many flies were around that day, the day after, and exploded, I was just like, there's so many goddamn fucking flies with the door fucking open all the fucking time. Motherfuckers, I say, yo, I got the vampire house, what the fuck? It's maggots. But turning out the garbage lid, just flies flying everything. I was just screaming off the top of my lungs about it. Yeah. I woke my dad up. He was like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, this house has a damn like fly infestation. I was just going off. And then after a minute, I just like chilled and like Robert avoided me for a little bit for most of the day after that. He was just like, okay, we know he's not happy right now.
God damn.
I know. I was just like, at the end of the day, honestly, I look at it and it's honestly kind of funny because the only thing that, the worst that like out of all that, the only thing that really happened that was bad was that I spilt like an old coffee that someone was done drinking and I broke the flask water. So besides those things, everything was okay. Yeah, I think we got more, but I really don't know. Looking back at it, though, it was really amusing. Whoever that kitty was a good kitty, actually. I made sure that it was to do what exactly I intended it to do. What did it do? Wake you up? I'm pretty sure.
No, every time I feed it, it's curls. Every time I feed them, it's crawling with ants.
Oh.
No matter where I put it.
Trying to like, what the fuck ants?
I hate ants.
I love them and hate them. Like, why do they have to just... I mean, it's not even that. It's just like, why do they have to just like... Why can't they just... There's the outs... Why... I guess they don't get it because they don't know that they're in a house, per se. But, like...
we're just in an awesome environment
that's...
computer chips. They just...
Well, also...
where the food is.
If only they can, like, understand our plight so they can fuck off. If only they could understand our plight. Can you not, like,
if you go
invade our homes
again and wake me up on the only time I'm taking a nap? They're trying to take a nap because I haven't had sleep for like a month.
Huh?
I'm sentencing you to a year in the family farm in Iowa.
Oh my god. Are you talking about... We were just talking about that fly bullshit. And actually, that was honestly one thing I forgot. After all that, you made the whole bumblefuck Iowa farm comparison. Like, we're in the middle of a... like... I mean, like, oh my god.
So you ain't seen flies until you've been to Iowa and lived on a farm.
Well, I choose not to go there because of this very same reason, and we're not there, so I don't need to simulate that here. That's what I'm saying.
About a couple of flies.
There's like 5 of them I was trying to get at all at once. There's like...
Try 500. You ignore them.
Oh my god. I don't think Oregon has just 2,500 just in square inches. Idaho, Oregon, a little different.
Yeah, you don't have the roaches on top of them.
I'm glad we don't have roaches.
We have the good kind of roaches.
Yeah, I like the roaches that are at the end of the joint.
Yep.
I don't like the kind that fly and land on your face every time you try to kill them.
Now, I actually like cockroaches because they will surpass humanity for sure. They can survive fucking nukes, they'll survive anything.
No, they won't.
I mean, they're so small, like, what damage will that radiation ever do to them? I mean, also, there's been sites...
They can survive radiation, they can't survive cold temperatures.
Well, they're pretty...
That's why we don't have roaches here, because it freezes.
I'm pretty sure I read somewhere about, like, a roach that can, like, hibernate itself, and then, like... I'm pretty sure I've heard about that somewhere. There's a species of roach that can live in, like, colder environments for that, because they can hibernate in it when it's cold. There's multiple animals that definitely do that. I know there's a species of frog.
About Hawaii, they have, like, Jurassic roaches.
Awesome. Yo, MC, what's up? Hey, what's up, Stefan?
They're cool.
That's Logan over here.
Yo, MC! How's that bum
Hawaii, they're about yay long, and they're everywhere.
At least
those ones don't fly. They'll just crawl.
Like, I honestly, legitimately don't really have as much of a problem with roaches than I do flies.
I'm in paradise, and also you get a couple of roaches like
I really
yay big crawling across.
You want? Okay, I might just. Okay, I might be weird, but I legitimately don't have as much of a freak out over roaches than I do flies. I'm not as concerned over a roach, because to me that's just like another beetle-looking thing.
I agree.
Okay, normal flies I can handle.
Those,
fruit flies, I hate fruit flies, and I hate ants.
Yeah, fruit flies are just a microscopic version of the regular ones.
Wasps. I really hate wasps.
I saw black wasps inside the Safeway warehouse in the back, just flying around, just chilling. I'm just like, what the hell is this thing just doing out here? Like, you lost your...
wasps? Oh, those are the worst.
Yeah, I didn't realize it really. I was just kind of looking at it, and it was just like kind of right here. I'm like, you look like a wasp, so I'm going to be like a little bit like, what the hell? I'm just like, go fly away now.
The black and white ones?
It was just all black. I don't even think it was a wasp, but I couldn't tell. It was just a big flying... It was about yay big.
The real big ones?
It wasn't really big. It was about yay. Probably slightly smaller than the one... Well, slightly smaller than what you were comparing it to. It was just slightly smaller than that.
In my mind, they're like this big. But those are the meanest, honoriest, they'll attack you for no reason type of wasp.
2 epic updates today. Natural progresses. Primary Pelosi. Okay. And Mike Gravel surprisingly close to qualifying for the debate. He should have been able... Well, I don't know if he's going to stand a chance either way, because you should...
The black and yellow ones, they get real pissy. I still hate those. But, and they
which black and yellow ones? There's a lot of them. There's different species.
They'll make a nest that's huge.
Well, also, there's just different species, too.
Paper ball nest. and they are meaner than any other critter I think I've ever seen.
Jesus, whoa, my chat is fat. Hold up. I gotta edit this really quick. The chat decided to become huge. I did not need it to be that big. It's like 72 is the font. I just want him to kick Biden's ass. That's the whole reason he's running. Well, yeah, because he just wants to literally just, like, throw a wrench in at everybody's face. Oh my god, why is my chat, like, gigantic?
I guess technically they're called bald-faced hornets.
Alright, hold up.
But they are complete assholes. They'll just, like, come out of nowhere and attack you for no reason.
I hate them.
Just because you're there. Even if you're not by their nest. Most of the wasps will leave you pretty much alone if you're not near the nest. But the yellow and black ones will attack you if you're close to the nest.
I just want that's the whole reason it's running a big fat middle finger establishment in the industrial complex. I totally agree. They need a middle finger.
Whatsoever,
I just want more people just calling them out, honestly, at this point. Assholes. More people calling them out, the better. Ooh, that was so good. Getting a little juicy J-roll.
This year's better than last year. Last year had all kinds of the underground yellow jacket nests. They're assholes too.
Considering that they can feel vibrations more, I can see it.
Yeah, but those black hornets, they'll attack you for no reason whatsoever.
Well, they're way more defensive because they can feel the vibration in the ground.
If your nest is built in the ground, if their nest is built into the ground, they're going to be able to feel pretty much anything around them.
Build, and they can get a monster size, the traditional paper ball.
It's just
in a tree. They will build monster size nests. And you don't even need, you could be a mile away from the nest, they'll still attack you just for the fun of it. They're like the gangsters of the wasps. I hate those.
The gangsters of the wasps.
The Black Hand.
And they're just like, hey, you're in my hood.
Yeah. Sipping on this yak.
But the underground ones...
Gonna drop by with my Mac. Damn, this is actually pretty tasty.
Although the best natural defense against an underground wasp is the skunk. Because the skunk will rip open that nest and eat every one of them.
And I'm sure the pheromones in their scent glands probably deter them enough, and their thick fur probably is able to avoid the stings and shit.
Yeah, they'll sit there and scratch at the front of the nest and in the middle of the night, and all the wasps will start coming out, and they're just like, dinner time!
If only I could be a skunk.
Out of here, I'll come back tomorrow, and after a couple of nights. Wasp skunk.
Hey, that's only for defense. It's only crazy white people like you come near me. The crazy white people come near me, I use my defense.
You in the Italian side of town. You ain't dark enough, son.
Ain't dark enough, son. I tell you what.
You're gonna get a white man's whooping.
Oh my god.
Skunks, because they're kept bees, so they'll come to the beehive too. The big white boxes full of bees.
Yeah, a bee farm, basically.
And skunks will come up there in the middle of the night, and they're nocturnal.
Queens of the woke age. Why is my chat so... Okay, I'm just taking off the chat. It's just so fat.
Scratch at the entrance, and when the bees
gonna take
come
it
up
off.
to defend themselves, they'll eat them. It's one of the favorite food of skunks is bees and wasps.
Queen of the woke age. Queens of the woke age.
That's Stefan.
No, that was Carl.
Carl's the queen of the
woke age. Yep. Instead of the Stone Age, we're in the woke age, bro. We're in the woke age.
Oh, give me a break.
I love that. Just murmur. Oh, give me a murmur.
And the whole woke idiots bullshit.
Hey, I'm woke based, okay? I'm based and woke.
Yeah, anyone that's woke is an idiot.
What about based? What if they're based? You're totally based, bro.
In my days, anyone that was based was smoking too much pot. I guess I can't argue with you there.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough, I suppose. Is Logan there? Yeah, he's in the background row on J.
We're on 2 J's.
2 J's. Anyone who's woke is an idiot based, Scott. I know, dude. Honestly, for real. Scott 2019. Anyone who's based or woke is an idiot. I suppose I can't disagree, honestly. I mean, depends on the definition of, quote, woke. If we're talking about the same, like, white kill, stuff, you know, that dumb shit, or whatever the fuck, yes, I totally agree. If we're talking about, like, hey, we should probably, like, be aware and, like, about certain problems that are in our system fundamentally and, like, other aspects, like, all that shit.
Slavery!
Like, that's another story. I did not disagree, but Huck points to government for allowing Antifa to commit woke violence. I mean, it's just like, I don't even...
Tyler the Slave Lord.
Like, I mean, what?
Tyler the Slave Lord.
Alright. But yeah, like, I
could see Tyler as a slave master back in the day.
I actually can. Because honestly, I feel like he has a part of that in him, that he probably would be okay with that. If it was back in the day and acceptable.
He'd be like, back Viking times, he'd be like, yeah, I have my slaves and I have sex with them.
Yeah, and they are not okay with it, but it's alright.
They like it. They like it. Too.
Oh.
They like it.
Oh, do they now?
Because it's Viking times, bro.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, everybody was fucking everyone, bro. Kinky.
To be fair, well, yeah, especially them Germans, they some kinky motherfuckers. Just imagine fucking the shit out of MSM aside from Fox would have if some Alabama allowed neo-Nazi violence. Yeah, dude, they would literally absolutely flip. I mean, they do, but not as often as, one would appear, because there's been times where the far right, I mean, honestly, even the far right in Portland, too, have done violence first. And it's always pointed to Antifa for some reason. Like,
actually,
look.
Technically, I'm wrong. Based referred to freebasing.
Oh my god, he's back at it with this base thing.
Which is before you could actually buy crack.
Oh.
It was doing coke, not pot.
Okay.
I know about freebasing because of Will.
Which is...
Yeah. Funny enough, I talked about him last stream a little bit. Talked about like a crazy time we went up on a ground show, got broken up with him.
You made crack out of it. Basically.
I found fucking Will passed out in the rain.
Yep, that story, yep.
That shit was fucking awesome, dude.
It was.
Usually with coke, you
got fucked up on
but
sake.
if you freebased it, you smoked it.
You gotta smoke that coke.
Basing.
So I put a lot of cocaine in these joints.
Fuck yeah.
Stefan, we're gonna smoke cocaine, bro.
We're doing cocaine, bro. If some town in Alabama was looking the other way while Proud Boys beat the fucking point to brain hemorrhage, there'll be great streams and mascara tears in the MSM. I mean, at that point, yes, that would be true.
A 1970s, early 80s term for a tweaker.
Woo!
You know,
And then the 90s rolled around, and then it became junky.
and people just started doing.
Yeah.
Everybody.
It's just pretty much everybody. Even they did. Even my parents fucking did. They don't, like, the only reason why I know is because my dad told me once, and he's like, I don't want you to ever admit it or whatever. It's just like, well, it's fine. I don't hold it against any of you, because it's like...
Well, your mom likes Coca-Cola?
No, I don't know Coke specifically, but they used to do some hardcore drug back in, like, the 90s when they first got together. It was, like, way before they, like, considered having a kid and get married and shit, if I remember right from what Dad told me. But, yeah, I mean...
So that's why you're so dumb. I'm just kidding.
Oh, fuck you!
Eat crack, baby! I just fucking with you.
Coke joints are called Primos. They're a paranoid high.
No, they're
what?
called Chewies.
Chewies? Maybe in a different place. Maybe, because I know there's,
I know. We're not going... We've had so many streams where we get just an argument with, like, some dude from, like, Virginia on what fucking smokewares it's called and shit.
Well, because it literally is different regionally, pretty much. Like, because I know a mook up here is called a snap in, like, the South, and especially Texas, you know, so... It just varies from, you know...
Snap is cool. I like Snap. It makes sense.
Teddy Bear's looking the other way with Antifa, fuck him. Honestly, he's looking the other way mainly because... Like,
Bro.
I do have one right here. But, like, honestly, I want to do a video on Ted Wheeler because this motherfucker is just a piece of utter vile shit.
You know what is cool that I just watched that you should watch?
Huh?
Well, you know the David Letterman show?
I mean, it sounds familiar. I don't pay attention to, the 20 million night shows at this point that are on.
Well, originally there was just two, Jay Leno and David Letterman.
Yeah. Well, yeah, okay.
And David Letterman retired, right? And he's been retired a lot now. And he's grown a big beard and he's real old now. And he decided to do a Netflix show where it's much more informal interviewing. And it's called The Next Guest. And he interviews, like, Zach Galifianakis, you know, like George Clooney, and some pretty interesting people. But he interviews Barack Obama. Whole hour interview. Barack Obama. It was pretty fucking cool, dude. Like, it was an interesting talk they had.
Okay.
And, oh no, it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. I would recommend it.
Yeah, I just don't really hold Obama to such reverence. I mean, because he definitely wasn't really the biggest...
He was the best president in a long time, that's for sure.
That one I definitely hold a little bit to some contention. I mean, he did get it. He did I mean, in recent time, I mean, I wouldn't really say. I mean,
who was a better president?
Like, the last one I could think of would probably be LBJ if it wasn't for the whole Vietnam fiasco, or maybe even like. Or, you know, maybe Kenny, but again, there was the whole missile crisis situation, the whole Cold War bullshit, so I even struggle with that one.
Well, then
like,
Obama was, he
escalated...
He entered into fucking recession, and then also had two fucking wars.
Which escalated into 7, and then with the whole recession, he didn't really do it crack down on the actual...
He did actually do a pretty good job on that one. Considering how bad the recession was, dude. A lot of people have forgotten how difficult that one was to get out of.
Well, no, I mean, I remember that. Like, I remember for, like, even 07, like, how much we were struggling and shit. Like, I remember for, like, 5th up to at least ninth grade.
That was because of Bush in the housing market bubble.
Oh, no, I mean, I definitely agree with that. Like, with the whole housing market, because he utterly deregulated the whole everything and shit.
The thing is as a person to represent me as a person, I've looked back at all these presidents, and none of them truly represented me and what is an American person. And Obama did that on the world's, like, as a world leader, I could respect him as a representative of the U.S. Whereas, like, Biden or, like, fucking Bush or even Trump, like, I have no respect for these people. You know what I mean? Like, I can't call you my president, you know? Like,
Stefan's got some points here. FDR, LBJ, Carter, Obama. That's his little list. I think JFK is really overrated. Yeah, I kind of agree. That's kind of why I struggled to even really put him out there.
FDR, fucking.
There's a lot of.
And I like Jimmy Carter as a president. I really thought that.
I do like him too.
I really thought he didn't do a lot of great things, but he didn't really do a lot of bad things. And part of that was.
His foreign policy was definitely.
Well, he put solar panels on the goddamn White House, dude.
Yeah.
And you know who took them down?
Reagan.
if the thing is that if Congress and presidencies would just, like, all right, we had a good presidency, like with Jimmy Carter, right? And then they would just keep the momentum going, you know, with the things that they were doing with Jimmy Carter's presidency. You know what I mean? But then somebody else gets in office with a new presidency and it totally fucks it up.
That's the reason why I'm just so against this whole system entirely, honestly. Because whenever they're
just flip-flops. There's no forward progress.
That's why I'm so against this whole entire system, and I advocate for utter.
I'm going to do everything Obama didn't do, right? You know what I mean?
That's the reason.
Trump's doing.
To be fair, I definitely don't agree or disagree with that because he pretty much does the anti-Obamaisms. Because Obama kind of was instigated with Korea, but now he's very, trying to get something with Korea. But while Obama was also kind of trying to negotiate with Iran, but now he's instigating with Iran and shit. It's utterly, changing the entire system, from the bottom up, just. Scratch this one, put it in the trash bin and just totally start something new and totally different because I just don't see how we're able to get any let's say, in a presidency because we, time and time again, we see in history where legitimate progress is made.
Right. Yeah.
You will get legitimate progress maybe for, a few things here and there for maybe 4 or 8 years. And then the next one will either do milquetoast shit that will slowly backtrack it, or utterly just wreck the shit and just totally totally pedal on it entirely, or handcuff it so it actually can't do what it's intended to do.
Yeah.
So I just can't, on principle, just like look at the system, be okay with just participating in it, just willy-nilly. I have to be far more cautious with it because of just how it operates.
Well, yeah, but generally the position of president is a position that you can't trust.
Which is, I think,
generally,
which I think at this point has become
a stigma.
I think just due to how our system's been, especially over time, has formulated.
Think that Obama's flaws are accentuated.
I don't know. At the end of the day, he did a lot of.
He's a flawed person and a flawed president, but
who was doing a lot of bidding for the establishment, and honestly, at the end of the day, it's kind of a status quo type of. Democratic type of president who was following a Bill Clinton model, do a few things here and there.
It's hard to do with a Senate that's against you. The whole entire Congress and Senate was like, nah, to Obama his whole time. It's once again you got two party systems, kind of thing.
Well, because they are purposely, because they're purposely creating false issues and creating more division. So where they go into points where they do agree, bailing out Wall Street or military, continuing military inventions. That's where they do agree. It's just divide and conquer.
So, dude, I saw this on Facebook. It was a meme. You'll love this. It was everybody's concerned about why Ariel in the new Little Mermaid movie is black. And they're like, there's memes.
Why are they making another one? And why are they rebooting it?
Anyway, so she's going to be black, right? And everyone's getting triggered about this.
I'm more triggered that they're just making another one.
No. And this meme is everybody's concerned about why Ariel is black. And he's me understanding that it's just a ploy for the government doing some extra spicy shit behind the scenes. And I'm
oh my
it's
God.
just another thing to distract us from what's really going on.
That's just a cultural aspect when it comes to, entertainment, but entertainment is just an indirect form of doing that.
They do the racism on purpose. They throw racism in our faces.
Well, it's just because, again, it's the whole creation of the whole divide and conquer where they continue to create more tribalistic divisions against people. and exploit a lot of the disenfranchisement that people have and just scapegoat each other instead of actually looking at the true issues and shit. I mean, so you get, which we've been seeing for years now, of just continuous, tribalism and continuous divisions and more radical,
Why is it always black and white too? Like, most people on Earth aren't black or white.
Should be like,
they're like Mexican, they're like Asian, they're like Hispanics.
Either blue on top and white on bottom, or just red.
Huh?
Alright. That makes sense.
You're mentioning the whole thing about the
mermaid, Ariel being black in the new mermaid movie because I don't know or give a fuck, basically. It's just like, to me, race is human. It's just like
she's a little mermaid. She's not even a human. Who fucking gives a shit what her fucking
I don't
skin color
know
is?
when
She could be green, bro.
If
like,
that would
cares?
actually make some more sense if she was entirely. What is it?
She should be.
There's a SpongeBob mermaid in the fucking movie or whatever, like the king's, the mermaid king's fucking daughter or whatever. Like, she's all green and shit. Who gives a fuck? Why is this such a big issue? Like, oh no, Ariel's black. Oh, we gotta get triggered and shit. Oh my god, who gives a fuck? Who cares?
Chill.
No, I need to rant about this shit. Hell no. This is like some,
Chill. My feeling is, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
My point, exactly!
But don't get all worked up about it.
Oh, this has got tequila in it, but fuck.
Not literal tequila.
Yeah. It says agave.
It's only 13 point whatever.
Just like all other fish.
It's made with tequila.
Light color on the bottom, dark color on the top. White and blue, or red. If you're more of a night owl type aquatic creature, you're red. Because you disappear in the night. But if you're out during the day, you want to be white on the bottom, so if something's looking up from below, they don't see you. And you're blue on the top, so if you're looking down, they don't see you. It's camouflage.
Because most aquatic life has blue pigments, but most land life has also green, yellow, red, other different pigments as well.
Yeah, land life all.
It varies, depending on the creature. Some go beyond that too.
Or you can be like an octopus. You can make yourself look like anything you want.
Dude, the octopus will surpass humanity.
Octopus are amazing. They're like alien creatures.
Dude, I love the octopus. Can we just like...
If they ever invade the land, we're screwed.
I embrace the octopus. If that happened, I will just bow down to our octopus overlords. I bow down to our overlords.
I want to fucking slice their goddamn arms off.
Dude, they're intelligent. They're like intelligent, fucking amazing creatures.
Including,
I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm more important than that motherfucker is. Day, like.
With how destructive humanity is, we're more. I
don't give a fuck.
Like we're invading it more. We're invading it more than it's invading us.
I'm surviving.
In a comfortable, normal society where you don't need to rely on survival instincts, though. I mean,
fuck that octopus.
It's just an octopus. Oh my good lord! It's probably gonna run away from you if anything.
Anything that's gonna try to invade my ass, I'll fucking kill you.
First Sasuke bowed down to the cats, now he's bowing down to the octopi. Of course I am.
If I had a fucking kid, and then octopus started trying to invade the earth, I'd go fucking enlist in the army. I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking
oh my god.
Fucking kill this alien.
Oh my lord. Embrace the alien overlords.
No, fucking them up.
I'm embracing the alien overlords. We should learn from them. Learn their philosophies and understand how they progressed so far and learn from them.
Probably why aliens haven't invaded yet, because they're afraid of the octopus.
I hope that's the reason.
They're afraid of this dick.
Oh my god. Oh my lord. America deserves a third Trump term. Damn son.
No, I need to deserve a third Obama term, bro.
Oh my god. that made me die a little inside. I'm sorry.
Not really. You said it yourself. Obama, FDR, and JLB.
That's what Stefan said, not me.
And what's your opinion, Mr.
I mean, I already said it earlier. I think the last
Obama was a disaster.
I want to say a disaster.
Doing a good job. But
I want to say a disaster, but he was not good.
Trump puts
I mean,
little kids and little children in cages, so no, he's not a good president.
well, those were also there
So
during
did
Obama's
Obama.
term too. That's the point. Like, he
Trump
also
just
was
didn't
known as the
do
deporter in
anything
chief. He did a
about
lot of
what
mass
Obama-
engagement.
It was 10 million and it up to 12. when
And
Obama,
Bush
I
and
know about
Clinton
that.
and everyone else before him, he just didn't do anything about it. He's just getting the rap for it. All the other presidents did the same thing.
I mean, just the problem is that he's just letting it escalate instead of actually trying to not have that as a problem and of solving it.
I hate this country, dude.
Don't disagree.
Well, then if you hate the country, leave.
Hey, how many Americans my age have left the country? None. Not really, hardly any. Unless they're rich white girls that fucking have dads. How many fucking single kids that are raised by single moms have left America? Not many.
Best
Just saying.
country on earth?
No,
It's
not best
definitely
country
not
on earth.
perfect,
Yo.
but it's still
No,
the best country on earth.
No, it's not. There's plenty of countries that are better to live in.
I think
I'd rather live in Iceland.
in 2019,
I wouldn't mind that, except for the frickin' wind. I hate wind.
better than the fucking flies everywhere. Anyway, but like I think the
there's
last
no flies in Iceland because
I go to
as
the
soon
bar,
as they're
man.
bored and
And
they
these
try to
guys
fly,
like, I like
they end
Trump,
up
man.
in
I
England.
think we should need to have a fascist in like as a leader. Like this dude straight told me that at the bar, and I was just like, our country's going to shit, dude. You got people wanting Nazi Germany as American voters.
the idiocracy.
Because I'm a white male voter, and it needs to be the status quo.
Watch Idiocracy.
So why do you think I just said that?
Back when I was your guys' ages, this used to be a free country. Now, not so much.
I wouldn't even argue it was then.
You don't see the slow change.
You are our
going to,
age.
like,
America
Nazism.
won the war and was king of the earth.
Still is.
There was no contest, really.
We're pretty much the world police. Like no one's will stop us doing any war
but
crimes, which we do countlessly.
The economic burst after the war that we had was so significant because other countries didn't win the war and they weren't economically booming. That's why it was the best country in the world, was because we won the biggest war on fucking earth.
Hey, we're having a deep shit discussion. Might as well have the joint and continue it. That's the stoner's version of breaking bread and having conversation.
At least at the moment, we can still speak our mind.
The idiocracy effect is real. Damn, Carl. Based and woke. Woke-based. Time to crack open a cold box of Hickenloopers. Hell yeah.
What the fuck is that?
You know John Hickenlooper, he's running for president. He's irrelevant, but I basically call him the... he's basically the...
fucking drunk people I was with try and tell me, Andrew Yang, bro.
Dude, he had a foreign policy question that was garbage, dude, that he answered. It was bad, dude. Like, I'm like, no more. I'm done with him. It's just like, off the list.
Young, dude.
It's not too young. It's just that...
You don't know what he's doing yet.
He's just that he... I mean, yeah, I agree that he doesn't really know what he's doing, but I want to say he's too young.
Needs more time to figure it out, dude.
You need to get older and wiser.
Really, though. That guy's... And he should run for president in 10 years.
I mean, honestly, like if we're gonna have a 35 age limit, I don't know why we don't have a max age limit. Because I mean, why do we keep having people who are like pretty much breaking the record of being the oldest person, you know, being like president? Like I
was one of the youngest, wasn't he?
Not Kennedy, yeah.
Yeah, I like the old.
And he was only 40-something. He was actually nearing 50. Like, Kennedy was in his late 40s when he was elected, and he was still, like...
So was Obama.
Not,
in his 40s.
No, I don't think... I think it was in his 50s.
He was assassinated, didn't realize he was about ready to die anyhow, because he had all kinds of disease issues. I forget what, but he was about ready to die.
Die.
There shouldn't be age limits.
That's better than having a tweaker like Nazi Germany.
Oh, yeah, Germany's crazy.
I mean, who says that Trump isn't doing, like, snorting Adderall or some shit?
Trump
could be.
You know that motherfucker does. So you know, if you're going to call Hitler a tweaker, then Trump is too. Like, at that point. Like, I mean, come on.
Tommy's alright because
History will tell.
It's not that hard.
Hitler definitely was a tweaker.
Well, yeah. I mean, but it's not that hard to see that Trump is too. I mean, even during the debates, he was sniffing quite a lot, which is a symptom of somebody who recently either snorted something, either like Coke or Adderall or some shit.
He pop it or shoot it.
Adderall, that's a pill. Like, you either just take it or you ground it up and snort it.
Well, I'll give you, Trump acts like a tweaker. If he's not, there's some people that are naturally tweakers.
Hey, Obama may have done some shit, dude, but at least he didn't look like an idiot on the world scene. Like, fucking Bush looked like a goddamn monkey sometimes. You know what I mean, dude? Like, he made... Like, do you remember when they were doing the thing at the baseball game in China?
Oh, yeah.
And he was like... like a fucking 5-year-old child waving...
Oh, no, I remember there was this fucking funeral that he was at, and he started, like, doing this. Like, holding hands, but he started doing this to the music. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing, you retard? Dude, I honestly think he was still an alcoholic when he was president. Like that, there's no way he was a.
He was Jim Leahy in it. He really was.
He was dude. He was America's Jim Leahy. Jesus Christ.
He kind of like totally like holds himself in the same way too. Like stands.
It kind of looks like him too a little bit. Jesus Christ, you kind of nailed it on the head on that
Jim
one.
Leahy with like a toupee. You like baseball? The Texas Jim Leahy, whose dad was president.
Who is this irrelevant person people keep mentioning? This Eric Swalwell. Why should I care about this fucker?
I just don't even care about all the people you guys mentioned. I find irrelevant, dude. Fucking except for Biden, fucking Trump, and fucking what's his name?
Bernie.
Those are like the only relevant people.
Dude, how's Biden relevant?
He might win. Some people.
Oh my god,
dude!
Dude, he's literally losing donors and like support as like he continues to speak.
Well, then it's Bernie and Trump. It's that simple.
I mean, what about Harris or Warren, who's probably gonna sweep under with their rhetoric?
She's gonna get maybe like 10% of the Democratic vote. There's no way.
Who?
Warren. She's not gonna get enough of the vote.
I don't know. She's been rising a lot of different polls, including Harris, and both of them are.
They're not gonna get it. It's not enough, dude. Not enough. They're not gonna get the Democratic nomination. It's just not gonna happen, dude.
I don't know, dude. Don't underestimate the DNC. When they pick their candidate, which is most likely Harris at this point, they're gonna make sure that they elect.
Why would it be Harris? Because you're a libertarian?
No, because she's an establishment corporatist neoliberal, which is what the DNC wants, and because Biden's too much of a wonk and a square dork, he ain't going to be able to win, so they're going to try to push her.
To the end, man. And I'm just telling you, people don't want to vote for all these other fucks.
Well, that's the point, but the Democrats don't learn. That's the problem. And when if Harris or Warren gets nominated, then it's definitely going to be a Trump.
They have to select somebody that will win against Trump, and they can't select any of these people who lose to Trump.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're gonna try to push.
Bernie's the only person that was there.
And honestly, I do agree. I mean, and if Gabbard had a chance, I'd say her too, but she doesn't have a chance, unfortunately. But I mean, I do agree with that. I'm not disagreeing, but you know, the establishment Democrats don't care. They're going to try to push for these other candidates that are willing to work with them and, you know, continue their status quo bullshit. You know, continuing wars and continuing, you know, selling out, you know, to Wall Street like they usually do. You know, like they have been with Trump too. Even
you're underestimating too, like Bernie's fucking following. Like I really think he's got a lot of money behind him. And a lot of votes too. Like, I mean, do you know how many 50-year-old men like my mom's boyfriend that have been trying to vote for him for 4 terms? I mean, like.
I mean, I'm sure, but. I mean, I think you're. I mean, the thing is, I think you're underestimating the establishment, especially with the establishment Democrats.
Not the establishment.
She definitely is.
She fits the mold for the establishment. That doesn't mean that
she didn't prosecute Steve Mnuchin, who's in Trump's cabinet, which you know, she's definitely been playing with hands within the establishment. It's just, you know, she's.
I don't think she's her own thing, dude.
She's definitely not. She's definitely well within the establishment.
She'll play the card. She'll play the role. But I don't trust that bitch at all. And I don't trust the establishment in a different way than how I don't trust her. Like, personally, and I don't really like Biden at all. I do agree he's a bit of a goofy politician.
Lowell Harris, libertarian. She's the most authoritarian out of all the candidates. That is actually true. She is really authoritarian.
Yeah.
Because she is a cop, too. And
I
just
don't like that shit, dude. I don't like it.
She says she used to be into Snoop Dogg before he released his fucking album in college when she was prosecuting fucking people for smoking weed, lying fucking crooked bitch. I mean, like, honestly, like, I'm kind of fearful of her because, I mean, she is kind of a, you know, a force out there on the debate stage, and that is something to, you know, to be
I just don't hear a lot. I hear a lot of chatter about all these little people candidates. Not even Harris. I've like heard some things about Harris, but I hear people talking about like Andrew Lang.
Yeah.
Like these other fucks. I'm like, they're not gonna win, dude. Andrew Lang is not gonna win. There's no way. Like
they're just into him because he is proposing the UBI, the Freedom Dividend UBI program
which
idea.
They don't even really understand how that works. I did a whole paper on that shit. I understand how it works, dude.
I mean, UBI is a very complex issue, and also there's different ways to implement it too. You know,
what way are they going to do it? You know,
there's pretty much every country that has tried an experiment or have done an implementation of it has done it in their own way, basically. So there's totally seriously,
there's not a real constructed. This is the way it works.
Like, I mean, and Yang has his own idea, which I think, you know, needs to be worked on. And, I mean, which I think it's a step in the right direction when it comes to an idea like this. But, I mean...
I don't think that needs to come later. We need to find a way to fund universal health care.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the thing is, there's so many issues that we really can't afford to wait on. I mean, because automation is starting to become a serious thing amongst various different industries as time goes along. Like, I mean, manufacturing, warehouse industries, some factors of construction will even be automated too. I mean, once self-driving cars, like when it comes to drivers, you know, using semis to do hauls, like that's gonna, you know, be automated as well. So I mean, there's a lot of different industries that are gonna, I mean, within the next 2 decades at the very most, get heavily affected by automation. So I mean.
Well,
I mean, so...
You're making a big deal about automation, but...
I mean,
that has nothing to do with the way our taxes are divvied up, okay? The biggest problem we have as American people is our military spending.
I mean, I don't disagree. Like, I mean, a lot of the problems of why we can't afford, you know, these problems because we keep spending it on fucking military and endless wars and military bases across the world and funding, you know, military equipment to countries like Saudi Arabia and Israel and shit. Like, I mean, you know, it's because we're basically the military's world supplier, you know, to all these different, you know, apartheid states and, you know, dictatorships and theocracies and shit. You know, so supporting 78% of them, you know, in the world. Mm-hmm. At least at the last study that was done. Could be probably a little more or less, give or take. It probably fluctuates. Universal healthcare, ending wars, money on politics, climate change. You should probably put climate change a little bit up there, but yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. I mean, all that should be under equal signs, to be honest with you. I mean, ending wars should be on top because ending that will give you a lot more money to use to do with universal healthcare. Getting money on politics will also help with that too. And then climate change, like all that could be equalized. Like I think, I mean, there's a lot of these issues are able to be, you know, tackled not necessarily at once, literally like at one time, but you know, within a very short thing.
You could definitely do universal healthcare and universal like free education
under like a one programmed bill or even amendment or something like that.
You could do that.
I think that can happen.
But there's so much money to go around. Like I've done the math on it. Like I actually wrote a paper.
I mean, other countries have done the math and they're already executing it for however long now. I mean, it's pretty, like, I mean, you know, I go as far as this point to want to nationalize it.
It's very, like, it's
like, I mean, I'm pretty much at this point.
It's not just like, oh, it's possible at a cost. No, it's, like, doable. Like,
it's a fucking duh.
Yeah.
Like, there's fucking African countries that have universal health care and are able to do it. I've literally looked that shit up. Like, what countries around the world have universal health care?
Like Cameroon and shit.
Rwanda, too. Like, I'm sure, like, the quality probably isn't the best, but it's still fucking universal, and at least they're still trying to treat their fucking people. Like, fuck, you know, it's like they're at least getting better service, maybe not the quality. It's like, for fuck's sake. Fucking African countries are, some stances are doing better than us. Not to say that's necessarily bad, but Jesus Christ. You know, like I would rather, you know, America be, you know, the best in a lot of different things, but in ways of like healthcare, infrastructure, technology, you know, and prosperity and things like that, and then have other countries like look up to us to try to adopt us, but
instead we have to do it the opposite. We're like the Romans, and we're trying to assimilate all the like. Profitable.
Yeah, and then we're gonna collapse like them if we continue to do so, which we probably will, maybe for the most part, give or take. I mean, even with Bernie, like I don't know how much he himself can do, considering the behemoth of the establishment and the system that he's in.
I keep getting like his newsletters and stuff, and he knows.
I do too. Yeah.
He says we got to get a Congress, and he's like, we got to get both. Like, that's the only way we can get some real work done here.
Well, because he continuously advocate, like, hey, it's through, you know, the representatives and Senate that where a lot of this change really truly gets done.
Yeah.
Like, you know, which is why, you know, as much as I, you know, seem like the doom and gloomer I might be, I'm still very much for Bernie, and I'm still, if he, you know, during the primaries, will vote for him. Like, I mean, that's, at the end of the day, who I'm going to support still, you know, because, you know, I think he's the best case scenario out of this.
He has a real plan to pay for it. He has multiple avenues to try to fund it.
Yeah, the thing is, it's just like, to me, even with the best case scenario, I see a worst case and a best case in that scenario, too.
He does want to end the wars.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I don't...
It's hard. Even if he doesn't,
I mean, the reason
I'm sure that he's going to try.
The reason why I advocate Tulsi Gabbard a lot is because she's far more knowledgeable on foreign policy. But
not than him. See,
hold on. I mean, she was on the front. The thing is, she has the experience, and I mean, the thing is,
the beginning of his book is literally about how he's like, everyone criticizes me on my foreign policy, and no one even knows about my foreign policy.
Well, the thing is, I don't think he really talks about it that much.
Yeah,
I mean,
so that's why he wrote it, is the first thing he talks about in his book, dude.
In his second book? Well, I haven't read it, so, I mean, the thing is, not a lot of people are reading his book, so, I mean...
No, he made $1 million off his book.
Well, yeah, but just because people are buying... Yeah, I mean, his supporters are probably going to buy his book, but, I mean, what about people who are going to probably be his detractors? I mean, they're not going to buy his
book off to somebody else after they're done reading.
I mean, the thing is, that's why he has to himself speak that message out, because, I mean, you know, especially if he's at town halls...
He's lying?
I don't think he's lying. I just think, in order to, get that message out, you actually have to, like, push for that.
I feel like at least he's got it written down. That means that he's got it organized.
Yeah.
If somebody asks him a legitimate question, he'll answer it.
Yeah. I mean, but, just because he doesn't talk about so much, and at least, when it comes to, the political field of debates and shit, that is kind of a weak spot.
He said it's not his weak spot. He says the reason why he doesn't focus on it is because...
It should be one of the main focuses if you're going to, also, continue...
No, it's not that he doesn't have a problem with his foreign policy, and he doesn't see it as a weakness. And what he's trying to do, what he's trying to get done, that's the message that he's trying to, like, hey, hard, like, we're trying to do this here. Okay,
yeah.
Like, he's trying to throw. This is some outrageous shit to a lot of Americans.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He wants to do.
At the end, I feel like what Tulsi Gabbard's trying to do is I feel like what Bernie might do is have Gabbard in his administration somehow. So I'm not really.
Well, yeah.
That's why I'm not like just like a Gabbard bro or whatever the fuck or some shit. But like, but I'm.
Yeah, considering her career has like on the like front stage, of her career, yeah, there's been foreign policy experience, whereas Bernie's career, mayor of
is more on the domestic side of,
Well, no, he, for example, during the fucking
civil rights.
No, when he was a mayor of what's it called?
Birmingham.
Birmingham,
Vermont.
Yeah, and he made many trips to South America.
There.
A lot of his efforts actually prevented some of our involvement in certain countries that we would have been otherwise involved in.
Or at least thwarted the...
like we're involved in like Colombia for sure. And
Venezuela, yeah.
Like
Peru, Chile.
There's places that we
Guatemala, Nicaragua,
we're just
Honduras.
Not, there's parts of all those that we're just not involved in, and because of efforts like people like him,
like probably like Uruguay,
like an ambassador type person,
Bolivia, probably.
Yep, they went down there and made sure that this shit.
Argentina, maybe even.
They tried to teach the people, what's going on and like give them resources and stuff. It was like very good. That's great foreign policy. I'm sorry, dude.
I mean, no, I do agree. I agree with that.
Out of his own idea and out of his own pocket.
I do agree with that. Yes.
Like he's like, we need like leaders like this,
Yeah.
And just do it because they know it to be right,
Yeah.
Like he says that type of shit in his book, and I was just like the first 10 pages, dude. Like. And it's like a whole chapter on foreign policy. Like he just tried to hit it hard. Like you guys don't get it. Like I'm already solid on this shit.
I just.
Now,
I mean,
move on to
I guess
issues?
Just. Yeah.
Can we move on to the real issues? That's his focus. It's like.
Yeah, I mean. I guess just my only criticism of it is just that I think in order to really like answer the whole how can you afford it, stupid narrative that the establishment, especially with mainstream establishment media, tries to push, is that, he can use that foreign policy argument to help, push that, like to divest in all the wars we've been doing, divest in a lot of the interventions that we've been doing in shadow wars in Africa and 900 so military bases around the world.
He also wants to put America to work by building shit.
That too. He can. He can. Then
so
right one. Yeah,
he
can hit these points like smack, just punch him down.
You get more tax revenue that way because people are spending more money because they're getting more cash in their pockets. That stimulates the American economy. Like he understands what you have to do because it's been done in history in our past.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't disagree with that. I mean, that's why at the end of the day, I want him to win. Because I think he'll.
America does make leaps and bounds. It doesn't usually happen like in little bits. I throughout history, I've noticed that there are times of great growth in our history, and there's times of just stagnation, and sometimes depression.
I mean, because even though at the end of the day, if we even get Bernie, I'm still going to be worried about the next one over. It's like, even in his first term, like, well...
How much could he really do, you know?
That too, exactly. That's another, like, you know, there's going to be a worst case and a best case scenario. Like, is there going to be so much, you know, like, walls from the establishment that he's going to be just roadblocking every step of the way, and it's just going to be kind of like, you know, only get a few things at a time, or is he going to be able to just slam dunk that shit? You know
this. He will pave the road for it to be done, kind of like how Jimmy Carter was trying to do with the solar industry. But there's no telling what the next person's going to do.
Yeah, that's you know, one of my...
That could be a Ronald Reagan type character come in and just like...
Yeah, and that's part of my... Yeah, it's a whole bigger, broader point. You know, it's just kind of why I have such a criticism to the whole system in itself, because I'm really am worried about, like, the next person, because that type of shit is very prone to happen. I mean, we might be able to get someone who doesn't do much, really, and just kind of leaves it as is. You know, or we might get someone who might do some, milquetoast incrementalism, yeah. Or we might get someone who continues to push for something like that, but people might get too comfy, you know, be like, oh, things are fine now, it'll be okay, mm-hmm. and soon before we know it, shit's fucked again. And we're back to, status quo, we're back to...
You really should watch that David Letterman show where Obama's interviewed. He talks about in a pretty noble way, like the end of his talk when he was like, well, when I wasn't president anymore, you know. It was a little weird, you know. It's like everything was in slow motion, you know. I'm not president anymore, you know, and I'm just a dude, and you know what I mean? And he was like, the last few months of my presidency, he's like, I have all these things that I would like to get done, but I'm not going to be able to, you know. So he's like, well, what are my priorities as a representative?
8 years to do it.
But he's talking about like few months left, you know. There's a lot of things he could do, but which ones are you going to be able to try and attempt to do? And he's like, the thing I asked myself is, how could I affect the American people most? Like, and he was like, I've thought about, you know, people that inspired him to go to political office, you know, black advocate, you know, freedom fighters and stuff that are actually, like, one is John Lee Lewis or something. He's a guy who's actually in the House of Representatives now.
No.
He's been arrested 50 times. Yeah.
Not surprised.
5 times as a representative.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Because he goes to things and he's like, this is not right. This is not right. You can put me in jail. I don't care. You know? And Obama, like, worships people like that as a younger man and shit, you know? And like,
younger man.
Well, that's the person who inspired him, was a guy like that. They talk about the whole thing. There's a whole thing that they go into context.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think what I could do best is by investing in the, you know, the aspirations of the younger people of America, you know, trying to get them to want to change. Because there might be somebody who, you know, says that's wrong, you know, but they're like, well, what could I do about it? And they don't know. They don't know what to do about it, you know? Like,
disenfranchised.
Yeah, and so they're like, what do I do? And they're like, well, I guess I'll just have to leave it the way it is, right? Let it keep going on. Because, you know, you convince yourself, I can't do anything about it, even though there's something inside that we want to, maybe, you know, but you're not. And so he's saying, what we need to do is we need to get these kids, these people, to show them, yeah, there's something you can do, and this is how you can do it, you know? Like, and he's saying, we're like fucking community-based animals, you know? We do what the pack is trying to do, you know? It becomes the norm to vote. You know, the social norm, you know? The social norm to say, yeah, my voice matters. My vote matters, you know? Like, you know what I mean? Which it's not.
Well, yeah.
The norm is to think that your vote doesn't matter at all. You know what I mean? Like, look at people like Harley.
Well,
Harley thinks his vote means nothing. That it has no value at all. You know, and we need to, like, change that idea. We need to start leading by example type thing.
I mean, it's just, I mean,
it's
part
like,
of it...
If somebody volunteers, right? Or somebody goes to Standing Rock, you know? Then they do that then their buddies might want to do it or something like that eventually, you know, say, hey, I see them doing it, maybe I could be a part of this too, you know. And that's something. He created a foundation like 2 months before the end of his presidency, and he's still developing it, where he basically gets himself and other people of political office to help organize groups for young people that would like to, you know, who feel strongly about things that they think are unjust, you know, and try to help them organize to get money, trying to help them organize protests, try to help them organize events.
With what specific issues, though? I mean, are
whatever
they just...
issues that the young people feel strongly about, because they're the future of America.
I mean, is it anything with policy, or is it just like, oh, it's the racism and...
Just show them how to get involved, too. Like, there's so many...
Well, the problem with that is that you can't... If they don't even really necessarily know what they even want, then what the point of the whole organization?
The point of it was, if you see something wrong and you want to change it, you know, then it's a lot easier to change it with a group of other people who think a lot like you. The thing is,
Bernie's doing the exact same thing, but he actually has a message that's actually able to get organized with people. And
you're trying to say a foundation for young people to learn how to be leaders in the community is a bad thing, and that's not true.
How am I saying that? I'm saying that they need...
advocate saying that Obama's not doing something good.
I just literally said that Bernie's doing the exact same thing, but using an actual message and getting across, because I don't think, you need to go about, and figure out what you need to do, but here's a bunch of money to organize and do it. It's just like, I mean, that just doesn't, like, there needs to be an actual, like, leader to actually organize and... provide,
I'm sure
message and ideology.
Like that, and I'm sure they do, dude. Like, you think I know every fucking thing about this fucking foundation? I don't. I just know what was talked about in the interview. And I thought it was a pretty fucking cool idea.
Well, I mean, if he didn't even have much to really say about it, then maybe...
Because it was, like... a fucking interview, dude. Like,
that's the great time to really describe and go in detail something about that. And if he didn't, then or get a follow-up.
About it for a good, like, 2 minutes or so. After he had went on, like, a 5-minute thing about how, like, we need people. And then that's what he did after. He transitioned from the foundation to just a people, like me and you, adults. How we influence one another, inform, how, like, we inform each other on issues, on the daily news and stuff.
Well, yeah, but the thing is,
there's a lot of American people who aren't doing that. They're starved for... Well,
because they're trying to look... Well, because they don't want to be told, how to do something. They want to know, like, the issues that need to be solved and, the answers to those issues, which just saying, like, here's how you can go out and just,
Well, you lead by example, man. That's the real thing, though.
Well, isn't Bernie doing that, though?
I'm not saying Bernie isn't. You're trying to make this like a Bernie versus Obama for some reason.
Well, because they're very two differently significant people.
And I was never talking about Bernie. I was just mentioning, that, hey, I agree with Obama that the way to making a lasting change is by investing in the young people of this country.
Because the thing is, with Obama, all he ever did was just give out platitudes, and just like even the whole hope of change thing, wasn't really.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. A dude makes a foundation after he's not even a president anymore. He doesn't have to do shit, dude. He's just doing it to do it, dude. That's pretty fucking cool. You're trying to like discount credit like him, and that's not a cool thing to do.
I mean, which I guess is why.
You make a foundation. What are you doing?
Well, because I don't have a bunch of donor money that gets fed to me by Wall Street, so I don't get, a bunch of...
He doesn't have any money.
Yeah, he does. His first speech after he became president was given to by a bunch of donors afterwards, like at some charity foundation.
He gave a speech for money, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yes, he gets lobbyists and corporatist money. Yes, he does, because he's a neoliberal. Yes.
Well, that sucks, but... I still think that making a fucking foundation was a fucking good idea. Not a bad idea at all. I think there needs to be more motherfuckers doing that.
I wonder who's still here. There's just one person, but they haven't said nothing. Who's sneaking around? thought the chat would be exploding, but I guess not. There's just one person just quietly observing our arguments.
Here, man.
The stoner's breaking of bread. A joint.
Yeah, after this joint, I'm probably gonna get up and go.
Want some more of that? You feel free to have some.
This one also last gummy worm, bro.
I'll be down for the last little gummy one. Oh, there's 2 in here. Oh, I got a little bonus.
Alright, that's cool.
Hey.
I feel like you'd have to drink this whole bottle to really get drunk off of it.
Yeah, though I'm feeling a pretty good buzz off it with this too.
Like barely, I have like a something. Not a buzz. You've had more of it than me. I just sip it because it's tequila. I know it's dangerous.
That's too sure.
I've been trying to just sip that shit, dude. See what happens.
Jim Carrey made a better foundation, didn't take corporate ass money. Damn, son, Stefan just comes back in because you haven't read the chat in 15 minutes. Well, you can kind of understand why, but you all are feel free to continue to explore in the chat. It's there, so like y'all can
suck a dick.
Yeah, you're like you're all full for. Oh my god, y'all don't understand like the whole method of the chat. The chat's there for you guys too, for you guys to just like rip each other apart.
William Clinton.
Williams Clinton. It's one fine day to be nude. It's one fine day to be nude. I love Family Guy sometimes. I haven't watched him in a while, but I heard
I just see him being at like a nude beach, dude, just walking.
I could see it too.
Like Savi's Island, just like me and you are just like going there to have a fire, and we just went too close to the nude side.
And then we just see Bill just like,
hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, children? You want to hear me play my sax? Just has his sax for no reason, just like.
What's up, great Americans?
Oh my god, honestly, like. I would pull out a J and be like, bro, we are smoking this right now, Bill.
Let's smoke up with the good
Yes,
dude.
honestly, you know he would do it.
Dude, he would. He'd be down. He would probably be down to smoke up.
I did not inhale that marijuana.
Shit went out on me.
Oh, man, I could totally see him doing that.
I would be sick, dude. I would smoke it fucking... I'd get so baked with fucking Bill Clinton. I'd be sick. I'd get him high on edibles. Sneak some psilocybin in there.
Oh my god.
See what happens.
Just to see what happens.
I'm not having any in mine. I just want to see what happens to Bill Clinton.
Oh my god.
I don't want to trip out around Bill Clinton.
You just want to see what he does.
I just want to see what he's doing while he's tripping balls. I want to be like, yeah.
Oh
this is real. Bill Clinton's like trying to climb on the wall.
Oh my god. Nude, too.
Yeah,
while mine, he's nude in this entire scenario.
Yeah, he's got like one of those things from Dollar Tree that like, you know, the floaty noodles. It's just like wedged right in his ass while he's trying to like claw his way out of the fucking like...
What the fuck?
Out of the garage or some shit. Like,
oh my god. What the fuck? Oh man. Oh Willie.
Dude, crazy shit happens when you're on shrooms.
I imagine.
You're just like, I have no time to do the normal thing.
What's normal? Oh wait.
Like you normally take your pants off, like in a normal, methodical way. You're like, I'm on shrooms. Like, you don't even know how you get your shit off. You're like, I'm overheating, bitch. I need to take all of your clothes off. And you know, like, I'll have my clothes now. I'm good, man. I'll have my fucking clothes. They'll probably be like, just fucking... I won't find them for a while.
It's like you come back into reality.
No, dude, yeah, and then I'm like, where are my clothes at?
Like,
and
I only have a sock.
I'm still tripping on shrooms, I can't
I have
find
a sock that's missing a shoe, and I have a shoe that's missing a sock.
Yeah, so I tear up my whole entire room trying to find the fucking shirt that I tossed because I was overheating because I'm on shrooms. It was fucked up, dude.
Did you ever find it?
Dude, I destroyed my whole fucking room, dude.
Did you ever find it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, so was it worth it?
No, dude. I was in a lot of pain from like all that shit.
Well, I mean, just finding your shirt, destroying the room, finding your shirt part. Just that part.
Yeah, and I just left it that way because I was just fucked up, dude.
Oh my god.
I was like,
oh my god.
I had to put shorts on and then just like crash back on my bed and try and like not have muscle convulsions and like shut my brain off somehow because like I'm on shrooms and my brain's just doing like a million things at once.
Oh my god.
It was fucked, dude. I was literally like punching my brain and then throwing my head into the wall and like into the pillow. I was like, oh, I hate you.
Well, that definitely won't help, I don't think.
My brain sucked, dude. And then there was a part where I just...
I mean, I don't know how you...
control. I had no control over it, so I just felt like I was being tortured. And then...
I mean, I don't know what you could do. I mean, you're just in for the ride.
Yeah, and then I was just like, well, I'm going to try and turn all feeling off so that I fall asleep. And when I did that, then I got into like a metaphysical type shroom experience in my brain that was just... Because I was in physical pain, I could not handle... You know, I was like, my brain was like, we're relaxed now. We're going on a trip.
Damn.
With like sound and music. So my brain would do like Fantasia type shit with my eyes closed, as if I was seeing, my, you know,
visuals,
yeah. But it was happening to random sounds that I would hear.
Reacting to the sounds that you were hearing. Whoa.
And my brain would make music.
With the visuals and just everything. Yeah, your brain was just, you know, reacting to everything going on.
So intense, dude.
Whoa. That just really makes me want to do
Oh, no, dude, I was like, if I was, like, not in pain, this would be dope. I literally, like, thought that shit, dude.
Well, I mean, it ended up being kind of dope anyway.
No, dude, because this is hours. And you're like, all I want to do is go to sleep so I can be liberated from how bad. Dude, you don't understand. This is 3 times worse than a hangover.
I imagine. I mean, I'm just saying, really like, bad, what dude. I'm saying is, like, just the whole, like, if you just look back at the whole tripping aspect, not the pain and all that bullshit, like, you know? You're trying to go to sleep
every part you have, like, your bones hurt.
What I'm trying to say is like, besides all of that,
your brain
just the
literally
whole
feels like it's being like, because it's flexing,
like that shit, basically.
Like and it's not comfortable, dude. It's
I'm saying besides all. I mean, what I pretty much was just trying to say, besides all that, but like just the whole tripping aspect in itself, just of like the visuals.
Dude, I didn't like the visuals that much, honestly. I liked it when I was like, I was tripping balls in Portland, and I thought like Thor was gonna roll up over the West Hills and destroy all the fucking, all the downtown. Like he was just gonna take his fucking hammer and lightning, or it was, I don't know if it was Thor or Zeus or some dude was gonna come with lightning and shit and fuck up. And it was a clear fucking sky, dude. There was not a fucking cloud in the sky, and then everyone's just laughing at me like he's tripping balls, and I'm like, I know there's no fucking clouds in the sky, but the wind is telling me that he's coming. Watch out, guys. We got a perfect view to see Portland get destroyed right here. Like, I would say that shit, dude. Like, I was like, let's watch this shit happen. Just watch. It'll happen. He's going to destroy all the buildings. They're just going to topple.
You're just going to sit there and embrace and just, like, let it come over to me. And just
No. He's not going to fuck with us up. He's just going to fuck downtown Portland up.
Oh, just Portland? I thought it was going to be like the whole valley.
No, he just wants to fuck up the tall towers.
Oh.
Lightning, bitch.
I thought it was just going to be a whole, like...
He isn't striking me when I'm underneath a bridge. I'm just going to say that. I ain't getting struck by lightning right there. So, I felt safe as hell. I did not feel scared.
What if Jimmy Carter jumped into 2020 race? He's eligible. Dude, he's so old. He's like 90-something.
Jimmy Carter?
Holy shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Jimmy Carter.
Just let him do his own thing. At this point. Like, I mean, he's still kind of out there doing shit every now and then. So, I mean, just let him do his own thing. He doesn't need to be involved in the presidency again. He's good doing his thing. I don't know what he's doing specifically, like, right now, but I know in, like, the last, like, decade or so.
He's still active.
Yeah, I know in, like, the last decade or so he's still been active. I
seen an interview of him, like, a year or two ago, and he was impressive.
Yeah. Oh, I think, yeah, because I think the last thing I heard from him was something like he did an interview shortly after Trump was elected, I think. Or just before, or something like that. He had an interview somewhere around that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always liked him.
Trumpy Trump.
I mean, I don't know, like, I know there are criticisms of him, but I don't know what they are, so I've always
People, like, just didn't see him as, because he wasn't, like, a military-type commander president.
If I remember, I think he held the record for literally not firing a single shot under his presidency.
And people didn't like that, a lot of people that criticized him.
Well, because, a lot of our system is very pro-military.
Yeah, they won't admit it, but that's why. They didn't see him as, like, a leader because he wasn't a military leader.
I've heard there was also just, like, domestic things or something, so I don't know.
My dad said,
I don't know what they are.
This is the type of shit the conservatives say. My dad
Conservatives,
likes to say
yes.
it too. They say, Jimmy Carter would be a great neighbor, not a great president.
I've heard that, too.
And it's just like, fuck you, dude. That's exactly who I want to represent me.
A good neighbor, in a way.
That's exactly the common American person. A true American person that would do what an American person that I live next to, that I trust, that's a true representative of me. Right down the street from me, dude, what are you talking about? You couldn't get more, like, representative of Logan. Like, dude, Jimmy Carter lives right across the street, bro. Like, you know? He went to, like, Milwaukee High School and shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? No. Like, people are retarded if they want to, like, use good compliments as a way to, like...
Backhanded compliments.
Yeah, dude, and it's like, dude, that's actually, like, a real... It's just because you guys want to go to war and shit. Which, like, you're just violent.
And some people are, like, strangely, like, down the middle. Like, yeah, I'm not pro-war, but I'm pro, like, showing strength and, like... being engaged and stuff. It's just like, yeah, so you're pro-war, you fuck. It's just like, I mean, it's just like, I don't get...
Yeah, they try and, like, convince themselves that they're not assholes.
Yeah, I mean, because I catch my dad being pretty pro-war as fuck every now and then, even though he says he's not. So it's just like, I mean, the hypocrisy is, you know, that runs in a lot of people in this country is just so fucking ridiculous.
I'm not, like, entirely pro-war. And neither's, like, Bernie, but we're about the same, me and him, like, where we're like, hey, man.
Unless it's for defense, you know, national defense.
No, not just even defense. Bernie, I agree with him, too. Like, there are certain occasions where it's necessary for, you know, a country that is as developed and as strong as ours to go and help another country out, you know.
But how so?
Not occupy it, like, for example, with Haiti, for example, you know.
So humanitarianism?
Yeah, but, like...
Well, that's not that's not a military approach. That's humanitarian using...
Well, the thing is a lot of that gets done through military action, like, you know, like with, you know, the military equipment, like...
Well, I mean,
They use.
to make that happen. I mean, my only thing is that it should be done via an international approach. So in other countries that are also capable, you know, can also try to help and collaborate. Together, yeah. That's, you know, so I mean, you know, when it comes to international affairs, I think, you know, that should also be done amongst the international community.
He said he's not a pacifist. He just, like, wants everyone to know.
I mean, I'm not a pacifist either. I mean, if someone literally is flying drones over our country like we do with Iran and shit, I think they have every right.
Bitches.
Yeah, like, you know, like Iran did with ours. So I mean, I think, you know, we have every right to, defend our actual sovereign nation and shit. I'm not necessarily against, that type of shit.
I just wanted to throw that out there because a lot of people think.
Yeah, but while it's doing that, we should we should always try to, push for the diplomatic cause, like, deal with the issue and then, push for diplomatic solutions as much as possible and try to avoid as much confrontation. That's always been my, principle, when it comes to these things. And always try to, when it comes to violent interventions or whatever, it should be done via defense.
The prime directive, bro.
In a sense, yeah.
Man, I've been watching a lot of Star Trek lately. I fucking love that show, dude.
Still a little butthurt about that DS9 shit.
Oh, really? Are you still, like, a lame geek person?
Oh my god! Oh, man.
Like, everyone likes Star Trek Next Generation.
I do, too!
Yeah, I know, but, like, everybody does. You like Deep Space Nine.
I'm not saying I like it more than Next Generation, I just think it gets a bad rap and it's underrated. Because, honestly, like, there's a lot,
What would you rate it? Like, a C?
I would say at least a B, because, while, like with other Star Treks, I think there's, goofs and gaffes and things about it that are a little quirky. But, I think, honestly, I think it's, not necessarily, like, one of the better ones, but, I would consider it, at least, on, at least, like, a little bit teetering near around that edge.
Is, like, better, like, it's something you would watch, like, a few times. Not just once.
Because there's honestly, like, there's a lot of story with it. Because it's taken on a space station, which is surrounded by a whole big galactic political intrigue about, like, the Cardassian Union and the Bajor with the Federation.
Dude, I'm not arguing with the plot, dude. I'm just saying the show.
Oh my god! There's literally one episode that lasts 4. There's like one whole plot story that lasts 4 episodes, bruh. That's a whole fucking fake news.
Even they aren't like dumb enough to like say it's like their favorite.
I did say it was literally my favorite, but for my personal favorites, it would be TNG DS9. So it's on my list.
So
the original
series.
It's 3rd. That's the next one.
So Next Generation, right?
Because I don't look at just the show in itself. I look at everything about, like, character analysis. There's a lot of different characters that, come in throughout that entire show, too.
Well, I don't just like the show, one show or another, because I have a personal preference of the characters.
It's not that either. It's just that I look at these characters and just try to look at their development, how, like, developed they are as characters and see where they go. And
I think my biggest reason why I don't really like Deep Space Nine and the original series as much as Voyager and Next Generation is because there's not as much Klingon and Borg, type conflict. As
because
those are the things I'm very most fascinated with out of all the alien conflicts. Is the Borg is fucking.
Yeah, to be fair, I do agree. Because actually,
some amazing episodes.
To be honest, actually, I think I'll flip TOS with Voyager because honestly, after TOS, I was going to say Voyager, but anyway,
Voyager's got to be better than Deep Space Nine. Like, you got to like Voyager more than that.
I don't know. There's a few episodes that are kind of like, like set episodes, like, shuttle episodes or stuff like that, that just are kind of the same but slightly different type of things. I kind of get that a lot with sometimes, occasionally with Voyager, not just with, like, shuttles, for example, but just like...
then it's a matter of character development at that point, right?
That's kind
of that's a filler episode.
Yeah, pretty much like a filler ep, which I'm not necessarily against, but, for something like Voyager, which, considering
there was one episode, right, where Paris and Klingon chick.
The half Klingon chick, yeah, I forgot her name, but yeah.
Chief engineer.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to eject the warp core. She's just having a badass day. Like, it is a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to have dinner that night. and it's not gonna happen because there's just so much bad shit happening for her.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to eject the warp core, and then they gotta go on a shuttle to go and try and tractor beam it back to the ship. And then there's a fucking aliens that want to fucking take it and harvest it. And like,
damn,
they've destroyed the shuttle and destroyed the warp core and themselves. And Paris and they like teleport themselves into astronaut fucking suits, just float in space, and have to hug each other and deal with their problems as fucking people, as individuals, because they're gonna die, and they have to deal with like their relationship issues.
damn.
And it's just like a filler episode, you know, but like it's done well with the character development, you know. So they're forced to, all they have is each other at the end of the, you know, their oxygen.
Yeah.
They're hugging each other. And luckily Paris, he did a few things. He lowered like the oxygen levels so that they would, you know, oxygen deprivation's a thing, but he will live longer. And then he did a thing where he emitted like a burst, like a beam of field of some sort. He was able to like
kind of move themselves a bit.
No. It just a signal essentially.
Like a distress signal type of thing.
If there's a Federation ship around, we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Come get us, kind of deal. Like they'll know where the source of the came from, and then go to there.
I think I've seen that episode for sure.
And so it works out for them, dude. They barely survive. And they're just floating in space together, hugging each other like, we're gonna die. And they both have to deal with, like, their issues as individuals and shit. Because they have, like, they're gonna die. So they gotta, like, and they have somebody to talk to about their regrets and shit.
Yeah.
It's cool, dude. I liked it because I have, like, a bunch of friends that have girlfriend issues right now. So it was like a cool episode.
Yeah.
To like force them to figure it out, kind of. Like the most extreme circumstances.
Yeah, at least for that episode, yeah. I mean, overall, I
agree with you, dude. Like most Star Trek episodes that are the best ones are the ones that are like written in a 1 or 2 part deal, you know.
Which DS9 does have quite a few. That was just the biggest one, but they have like a few 2-parters.
Yeah. I agree though. Those generally are well done and well written, and that's why they're aired. They're like approved. They're like, well, if they're gonna air part 1, they're gonna air part 2. Mm-hmm. So that means they were given more time to essentially write this longer and more funding. It just ends up becoming a better done episode. It's like a baby movie at that point. Mm-hmm. Like almost a movie.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like that just gets just a bad rap. But I mean, and it's just like, because I mean, even like Worf shows up in a lot. Eventually, I think in the later part of the seasons too.
I mean, but like,
I think the Klingons get involved as well with the Empire, and I think Romulans have their little development.
That's because the Romulans, the Klingons get pulled in.
Yeah,
but that's really because of the Romulans, you know.
Yeah, because it's on the farther side of space, away from the Borg. That's why you don't see the Borg at all. Because, like, if you look at the map on the Federation, like they're in part of the Gamma Quadrant, while the Delta Quadrant's like way the fuck over here, and then like the Alpha's.
I understand. Yeah. Deep Space Nine is very far from Borg space.
Yeah,
I understand that, dude. Which is one of the reasons why I don't like it as much. Like,
it doesn't have Borg.
Yeah, dude, that's a major downer for me as a fan.
It's just because it's just in a different part of it.
You're nervous. You're like biting your fingernails.
Because it's just
fuck you, Logan.
I mean, low key though, but for real, it's such a pet peeve issue to pick at DS9 for. It's just like, what the fuck do you want? It's on the other side of the fucking galaxy.
It doesn't have any Borg info, like...
It doesn't...
No Borg.
I mean, but the whole point of... I think a lot of the point of the design is to try to, like, delve into such a new territory and stuff, you know, which...
Cardassian and...
Yeah, I mean, so just to, like, hear, like, one of the most pet peeves I'm hearing is just the Borg. It's just like, oh my goodness. Jeez, it's such a pet peeve. It's
that's a good pet peeve to have. Like,
not really.
Yeah, really. As a Star Trek fan.
Not.
Yeah. They're the supreme like threat to the fucking universe.
Yeah, I mean, but they haven't made their touch out there yet. I mean, because
they have, dude. If you watch Voyager, they got ships ports to go all over the galaxy, motherfucker. Just because they don't go there doesn't mean they can't at any moment.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they can't.
They could come and invade Earth right now if they wanted to. But, hey, that would fuck them up because there's like a fuck ton of Federation ships there at once.
Yeah, but Wolf 359, all the Federation ships that didn't converge got murked. Yeah. Because they didn't assimilate. Resistance is futile. Resistance is futile.
Yeah, dude, that movie was a good one where there's like a huge Borg. And, like...
I mean, I don't disagree. Like, the Borg is such a fascinating fucking thing, you know, overall. Like, how they operate, what their structure is as a society.
Dude, I feel like that would be a real thing that would have developed in... Like, in Halo, they had it with the fucking...
Swarm or whatever it was called?
The Flood.
Flood.
The Flood was basically the, like, biological Borg.
Yeah.
It was like the fungus Borg. The Sporeborg.
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 The Sporeborg.
The Sporeborg.
The Sporeborg.
Really was, though. Like, we could run up to you and explode and shit and try to infect you and shit.
Damn, son.
Remember that? And then,
yeah. Like, I mean, I played Halo before.
Run up at you. And then there'd be, like, Flood that's, like, OG Flood that's not even, like, human person body taking over a zombified.
Like, yeah,
Flood.
just like a...
They have, like, a lot of different types of Flood. They got very creative when they didn't just, like, we're gonna throw one zombie, like, fucking... And they're fast, too. The Flood weren't slow. Like, they're quick motherfuckers, and they hurt you. They got the fucking crawlers. They got the scorpion-looking fuckers. You know what I mean? And they could, like, transform themselves into different forms of Flood and shit. That actually is... I think the Flood scares me more than the Borg.
I'm actually just remembering there's this,
I think the Flood's a little...
There's actually this DFF episode they did, on Star Trek Races, and they talked about the Borg a little bit. I think it would actually be really interesting, because, they kind of... while, you know, just doing an analysis of them, like, one of them kind of was playing a devil's advocate for him in a way to just kind of see what it would be like on their perspective of on the side of things and shit, which was really interesting. And it was actually a really interesting episode. They delved into humans, Vulcans, the Romulans, the Klingons, of course, and other races.
I think what they need to do, investigate next...
Because they're Star Trek nerds as fuck. They did another one, too, where they delved into Delta Quadrant races, too.
They need to stop trying to do this OG Star Trek remake shit.
I agree.
They need to start, like, making Star Trek movies that are very original, like...
Go into the future, like with, like 2410 or 24500 or something like that.
They should make a whole entire movie about unification.
Like just before war?
The Vulcans and the Romulans are trying to unify because of energy problems, resource issues.
What era was this in?
This was attempted by the Romulans as a ploy to conquer Vulcan.
Oh, I think I kind of remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd actually be a kick-ass fucking story.
They need to do...
What if they did one on the fucking Klingons, on their perspective on, like, the war between the Federation?
They already did that, pretty much, like a war with the Federation and the...
Klingon perspective. Like, just follow, like, a captain of a Klingon ship, you know, just random Klingon, and at the end of the ship, you know, at the end of the movie, you know, they go out in glorious battle, you know, where they...
Not every person's gonna want to go see that.
I don't know, I think that'll be... I mean, the thing is that, considering especially how entertainment's been lately, just refeeding us the same bullshit year after year at this point, I think just anything creative and new, especially if something like that with a lot of Star Trek fans, I think that just a change, fresh perspective like that would just be kind of interesting. Just to, even just to, be like just to check out. I don't know.
Then you go in the future.
I think that would be really cool. I want them to go anywhere with it, like the future, different perspectives of previous events. Like anything. Honestly, I'm down for anything.
Listen to my idea here. This is big. I just had a fuck ton. I had like a light bulb go off.
Shoot.
Romulans and Vulcans have been apart long enough to where their evolution has altered their reproductive cycles, their society, all kinds of different things.
There used to be one race at one point.
Yeah, and so what happens is some of the Romulans are still Vulcan-like because of their practices culturally. They try to preserve, because they believe in the unification will happen again. There's like a prophecy that was made or something. Their worlds will join once more, and there would be prosperity and peace in the galaxy. Like, you get what I'm saying? But they are the ones who have, because they're the poor class. And they're the ones who have all the children, and they're the commons. And then, like, the politicians, the ones with the power, they don't breed well. Like, And when they do breed, their genetic code is weak or whatever, because they like to interbreed, like,
Yeah.
And to preserve
royal family,
preserve their Romulanness or whatever, and so you get what I mean.
Yeah, nepotism type of shit. Yeah, royal.
Like type. You could have show that was a thing in there. In the movie, you could have like a scene with some incest going on. Like a retard kid. Or some shit. No, I'm not even joking. Like some Game of Thrones type dumb shit.
I mean, honestly, like what I. And then, actually, want to know something cool?
People would dig.
Actually, you want to know something that I just remembered? Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
He's actually considering on trying to do a Star Trek film. And he's not, like, actually working on it right now, but he's, because he's doing another movie right now, but after that, he's going to consider wanting to do that as his next work.
That's interesting, right?
Honestly, I wonder, I'm really curious what perspective and what route he's going to take with it, because knowing Tarantino, he's going to do something really interesting with it, and I know it will take Star Trek in an interesting, dark direction. I think, I think Star Trek will kind of need a little bit, because in a lot of ways, Star Trek is pretty dark as fuck, and because, I mean, the Borg in itself is a really dark premise in itself. I mean, if you, but at the same time, I mean, depending on the perspective, it could be a little different, but I mean, like, and also, just, like, how Klingons are, and, they're pretty, like, brutal and a lot of different, like, there's a lot of different things about Star Trek that are pretty brutal, and pretty grim and shit. And there's some scenes in Star Trek, that I've seen, that are like, whoa, shit, this was in a Star Trek movie? Damn, son. Like, even in Wrath of Khan, when they had those little bugworm things and, went in their ears and shit, that shit was like, what the fuck? I mean, even as a kid, that would, like, probably scare some kids and shit. It's like, damn. I mean, there's times where Star Trek can get that way at times. It's just like, I wonder what Tarantino will do knowing it can get like that, and knowing how he has done things before, considering, he's done some pretty bloody graphic works. I wonder what it would do. Like, if someone had, like, a phaser at full blast, and you just see this dude literally, like, vaporized and shit, or some shit, or, seeing, like, the ship gets destroyed inside, and just seeing, like, I don't know, like, I mean, it would be really interesting to see what he would do if he actually went with it. I would really want him to, because I know he would
fucking arm just, like, flies off your window shield in space.
Yeah, shit like that. I'm not even kidding. Shit like that, probably, honestly. Like, knowing Tarantino, it probably would. Like, I really honestly like him. He is one of those fresh-faced type of guys. Like, he always, every now and then, throw a little curveball out and, the slug of movies and stuff, and it's pretty nice. I've always liked him as a director.
Make a new Borg movie in the future.
Oh, I bet I could see some crazy shit, like having people they captured.
It's been a long time since they had a movie about the Borg.
Specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, First Contact, that was the last one.
Yeah. That one was alright. I mean, I just thought that queen was just a little like,
the same queen that they have the whole...
Yeah, I just always thought that was just like her, how they kind of weaved her and made her in the movie was just a little like, I mean, but overall it was still...
That wasn't the movie's fault. That was because in the series in the 90s, Next Generation, they made her like that.
Yeah.
They had to work with what was already there. You couldn't just suddenly change.
That's true, yeah.
Like if they changed characters
because first contact was after Picard got Borged, essentially. Shit.
Yeah, he got Borged.
Yeah, and then deborged. De-assimilated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, minus the whole fucking Borg aspect, the whole, technological aspects about the Borg I've always been very fascinated about. Because it's, not, the literal looks and aesthetics of them, but having, minor... how, 7 and 9 looks, how she's not so severely, really changed that much, She has a few, physical alterations due to implants and, technological alterations with the Borg, but, certain, aspects of that, the more transhumanistic look at, their technological advancement in a sense is really interesting, honestly. I've always... that's the only part of, the devil's advocacy I ever really have with the Borg is just that. It's just, some of their just how they, assimilate different technologies and, just advance their own and, make it just better for prosperity, themselves. But besides themselves part should be for, export of everybody. I'm kind of like the Federation in a sense, but, there's also, a lot of different criticisms of the Federation in itself, too, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, the Borg?
Well, not with the Borg, but just, the Federation just as an entity in itself. Not anyone, specifically, but I've just heard, random different things about, in a way, they are kind of, bureaucratically, just, if you're, technologically able, you kind of have to, assimilate with us, or, you're just basically not going to have, you're blocked off or whatever type of thing, kind of get, because on a lot of different maps, you see the Federation, and then a lot of these tiny little things all around them dotted inside, and just, them slowly kind of gobbling up different things, and all these other smaller, minor factions, like Klingons, Romulans, and stuff that aren't
so you're saying the Federation's just kind of taking over all of the space?
In a sense, yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, kind of like a facade of hey, we're trying to, bring prosperity, types. Yeah, in a way. Yeah, basically, which, I think, in a lot of different aspects of Federation are definitely different, and considering how humans have evolved are definitely different compared to real.
Socialist system.
Yeah, definitely post-capitalist type of system, So, but there's parallels and similarities, but not in the militaristic sense, but more of economic and diplomatic sense in a way. Because Klingons or the Romulans, for example, or even the Cardassians, there will probably definitely be a little bit more militaristic or even in covert options, especially with the Romulans and Cardassians, for sure. Because Cardassians, they will do diplomatically, but they're you don't trust the fucking word they say, basically, because they are, very manipulative type of people. While at the same time very social and also have a very strong reliance to family units too. Yet they are just very manipulative and very life friendly and shit. Which they got a really interesting social structure, Cardassians. Very interesting.
Well, Cardassians are interesting because they're some of the best. They have some of the most unique technologies.
Yeah.
And they're very good at trading. Very good at talking.
Exactly, yeah.
So
that's what I mean. They're very sociable and very communicative.
You have to deal with them.
Mm-hmm. You have to
There's no going around them.
And you have to be very charismatic yourself to really kind of
play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I've always found them very. That's why I've kind of liked them a lot in a lot of different ways.
A lot like Ferengi, but with a spine.
A little bit, because Ferengi are just very I just here for profits. I just want my profits.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ferengi are basically like the Ayn Rands of the fucking universe, of the galaxy. They're just the Ayn Randian anarcho-capitalists of the galaxy. I just want profits for this great continuum.
I know. I feel like Harley would be a Ferengi.
I don't know. What would he be?
Yeah, he'd be a Ferengi.
I don't know.
Be like, I'm a collector, bitch. Give me the puss too.
I don't think
some ships, bitch, and sell it.
The thing, he's too much of a hothead. He's too much of a hothead and aggressive to be in Ferengi though, because Ferengi don't really go out, go bashing shit and go like shooting shit up. Like Ferengi aren't really about that.
They are a little bit. They like fucking things up. They like being mischievous.
Mischievous, but not really like violently mischievous, like Harley can get sometimes. From time, well, at least how he used to. But
I don't know, man.
I feel like he would be.
There's episodes where they plant bombs and shit, and like let them off if people don't like agree to what to say, and
yeah,
they're smart, dude.
I mean,
Klingons, they'll just like barrel in there and just fucking try and kill your ass.
Sometimes Harley's like that. I mean, I don't think he would be a Klingon. I don't know.
No way. Harley would be. Harley's not. Doesn't even like Klingons. I don't think. He'd probably be like, that's dumb.
I don't know.
For him, he would think that Klingons were dumb, I feel like.
I think all we know is we could definitely rule out that he's a Vulcan. He's not a Vulcan at all. We can rule that out.
Could be a Romulan, I mean.
I was kind of thinking that, because Romulans can have violent outbursts at times, but also can be very, mischievous, very covert, secretive.
Yeah.
I feel like, Harley could be a Romulan.
Could. There's a Frankie side to him. You don't.
I mean, like, anyone can have that Ferengi side, but no one can be like an outright Ferengi unless they're, like that, unless they got the personality of that Ferengi. Always want that profits. Harley ain't always wanting those profits, though.
Harley wants them profits. I don't know.
I don't think he's not always, like, no, he
always saves his money, he makes them profits.
Yeah, because he's trying to invest down the road. That's not just him making, I don't know.
Harley's doing good for it right now.
I mean, no, I ain't disagreeing. I'm just saying for Ferengi, I mean, he'd be kind of...
He's a little bike Ferengi, bro.
I don't know.
He's got his little fucking shipyard and shit in your backyard. It's his Ferengi shipyard.
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, I can't really say... I don't know. He's kind of... I don't know. I feel like he's kind of ambiguous. I mean, I can't really say... I mean, there are factors of him. I'm not going to say that there ain't. But, I mean... I don't know.
I don't think he would... He's got to be like an outlaw species. And the Romulans aren't that. And Klingons aren't that.
Like a Farasin or some shit?
Nah, dude, Ferengi are. They're Lone Stars. They do their own thing, bro. They don't work up... They make their own code. You know?
Not really. They live up to the Prime Continuum or whatever their thing was called with the whole rules of acquisition. That's what they live up to. I mean,
that's not what I've seen in a lot of episodes. They just kind of go with what they feel. They say, "Fuck that. I want to get paid."
What Ferengi are like? Well, because
they're like, "I want to get paid." They don't give a fuck
because because all they care about is the rule of acquisition.
They will straight up change the rules on you. Like, what, bitch? This is how it's gonna go. You're gonna
because it still applies into the rules of acquisition because that's what they follow and apply themselves to. It's like they're basically kind of like their religion of sorts because every like different faction has like kind of a belief system type of thing. That's theirs. It's like if they basically follow that according in accordance as much as they can, they basically go into like the Great Continuum or some shit. I forgot what it's called, but Continuum's in it. They got a really interesting uber capitalist philosophy, which is just like, what the fuck?
What
are you looking for?
My cell phone.
Oh. Tyler called me a couple times, and I like in the back of my mind, I've just been waiting for him to just pop in for that door. I would have been low key though, like, bruh, come on, like, dude, like, you, seriously. There was no consent, no acknowledgement, bruh. Hey.
It's pretty late, dude. I'm gonna get going.
Oh yeah. I'll probably have to stream up. It actually like cut off, but I restarted it, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm hot, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of warm.
Your garage is warm.
Yeah.
It's cold out there. I gotta get out of here, dude.
No problem, bro.
I'm starting to sweat.
It's all good.
That's my body way of telling me, dude, you're done for the night. Ugh.
I'll probably be good off this. Alright, peace out, my friend.
Thanks, man, for
yeah, of course.
it.
Yeah, it's always cool kicking for you, man.
For sure.
Yeah. Deuces. Yeah.
Hit me up this weekend or something.
Alright.
Hey, definitely, you should come do the mountain bike stuff. I didn't tell you anything about that.
Oh, yeah, you should. Yeah, next time we. Yeah, I'm off on Monday. Next time we kick it, yeah, we should.
That's like the new hangout for our crew, bro.
Okay.
I'm joking. It's the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was feeling better,
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, honestly, I would definitely kick it with you. But next time, let's do that.
Yeah, man. All right, man.
Alright, deuces. Hey, I'm assuming Stefan's still kicking it here, I'm guessing. Taking a random guessing, it's Stefan. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could be right. Survey says who? Survey says who? My throat's still a little fucked up. Needs another night to heal. Another night to heal. Oh, Dios mío. Oh. Damn, that little wine got me a little good buzz. Man, I should honestly go back in this chat, see what y'all were fucking going into. Oh my god. Yeah, Ox says so. America's not only fucked but needs to collapse and die. Damn, son, I kind of agree. We because we encourage children to be raised by single mothers. Single mothers are the best parents to make the best society. Hashtag feminism! Beta tried to leap in the polls by pledging to pick Clinton as VP. Oh my god, you dipshit! Fuck Beto. Piece of shit, man. Oh my god. Let me pick Hillary Clinton as my VP so she can get close enough to the presidency, then I could step down and she could be president. Establishment fucking tool rat bitch. Fuck him. That's why I wear shit like this as a shirt. With Jimmy Dore plastered all over it. I know my friends don't care, but I care. So, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Well, yeah, I'll wrap it up for tonight anyway. I got some Fallout to progress on. Because Fallout is fun. And I like playing it. As much as I think it really needs progress and shit. Also, mine tends to be buggy from time to time. Especially if I go on my settlements. My fucking settlements cause so many problems for me. Especially Sanctuary. Jesus Christ. The Sanctuary will be an amazing place either way. I'll make sure it looks awesome. I'm still not done with that place. I actually want to find out how I could do like live streams or some shit via my Xbox or something like that to PC. Because if I can do that, oh my god. Like live stream it via my Xbox, but have it on my PC to like save and upload. That actually be really cool, because I can at least do a little something. Maybe like have the screen on my PC, then have it like live stream in a way. I don't know. I'll have to figure that shit out, but that would be kind of cool nonetheless. Hey, in time we'll figure shit out. Summer's a good time to figure it all out, yeah? Shit, you're back? Yeah, I'm back! I'm out. YouTube recommended me the most cringe style Kyle video imaginable. Vintage Kyle video imaginable. Which one? Oh, come on. I know which one it is, probably. His first video ever, isn't it? Where he's just in a dark room with his hoodie, and he's just got his hoodie on, and he's just sitting there. It's just all dark, and it's just like... You can barely see his face. It's just all like... Hey, guys. Hold on. Let me just turn this light off. It'll work. So, hey, guys. So, I'm Kyle. I'm doing a secular talk video for the first time, and if you want to really get like some good some footage of some political liberal leftist videos, this is content to go see. And yeah, if you really want to check out this content and stuff, feel free to subscribe, because yeah. Anyway, thank you. It's just like, oh god. Father and daughter get married and have a kid. Oh, I saw that video before. Oh, that's so bad. I remember that. You might find one of my comments in there, possibly. I need to watch that video. Dude, I love it, man. It's so great. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous little video. I love Kyle, man. He's great. He's a great guy. I like how you just been here for the long haul. Normally you pop in and out like the wind, but you just been in it for the whole long haul. That's funny. It's great. It's like, I'm staying for the long haul this time. Fuck it. I just remembered. I keep forgetting. I need to like publicize a lot of my streams I haven't like publicized yet. Like, oh god, keep forgetting. Goofball me. Found another seed. Is there another seed in here? Nope. Good. 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 Good old Kyle. I love his vintage videos. He literally has just a fucking tiny little... This is his hoodie. He's just like all like in the shade and shit. It's just like in this dark room. It's the lesbian before he sold out to Big Seltzer. Lesbian before he sold out to Big Seltzer. It's Big Seltzer. Big Seltzer. Big Seltzer. Big Seltzer. Big Seltzer. 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 A seltzer. Well, I gotta wrap it up for tonight. Cause it's late and shit, so smoke this last bowl and call it good. Damn. Bowl smokes so hard. It's like I'm not done, but I can't have you smoke away slowly. Oh man. Well, now I'm actually gonna finally cash this shit and wrap it up. Anyway, deuces.